Good morning, everybody. Here's a quick look at your forecast as we continue into our Thursday. It's another cloudy start outside of the sky cams this morning with a little bit of a view through the sunrise. A couple of cracks in the cloud cover there, but for the most part, I wouldn't expect a lot of that sun to warm things up much faster. That said, we are starting off warmer in the first place. Nobody really below freezing this time except for Fort Johnson right on the marker at 32 degrees, but warming up quickly as you head further south and all the way in the low 40s if you're down by the coastline in Cameron. Wind chill too, almost 10 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. You'll probably still want to bundle up heading out the door, but you might want to bring some rain gear with you. And that's very much going to be our focus for the day here. Watching satellite and radar as a packet of showers moves into our southwestern edge from the Texas coastline. Looks like that might just bring a couple stray sprinkles to us, but in general, the cloud cover isn't going anywhere as low pressure builds in the Gulf of Mexico. We're likely to see some better rain chances moving in, particularly by the afternoon to evening hours. A lot of the south has a pretty good chance at seeing a little bit of wintry mix today, but for us, looks like that might be some very northern portions of the state, and even they are very likely to just see cold rain, so really not expecting any sleet or even ice pellets down here. Low pressure is a little too close this time around, and the breeze has shifted more to out of the east. That, in combination with the cloud cover, is keeping it just a little bit warmer this morning. Still getting gusts around 15 to almost 20 miles per hour, though, and that might be a touch lighter during the early afternoon as the wind varies a little bit more back to the northeast. But as we head into this evening, we're expecting heavy rain to move in, and with it, a few gusts that could push up to 40 miles per hour at times. Of course, marine advisories are expected to be issued, but let's take a look at Futurecast for what we're expecting with that rain here. Still a pretty cold start to the day, and again, you might have a stray sprinkler, maybe even a brief light shower out there early, so another reason to have that rain gear handy out the door. Even with the clouds, temperatures will still be reaching about the low 40s for this afternoon. At the same time, scattered showers will be starting to show up and may just turn into a steady light rain as we push through the afternoon and into the early evening. And it looks like that may lead towards more heavy rainfall by late tonight. Peak times look like anywhere between 9 p.m. to about 2 a.m. out the door on Friday. Again, expecting temperatures largely to stay in the 40s to upper 30s overnight, so this shouldn't be coming with any wintry precip, snow or sleet or ice pellets, even into tomorrow morning's commute. And by early Friday, that should be on its way out as well. So by the time you're heading out the door tomorrow, it looks like it'll have mostly calmed down. And if anything, it certainly will by lunch to the afternoon. Now, as far as actual rain totals that we're looking at here, most models are still leaning towards anywhere between about 1 to 2 inches possible across the area on average. And you could certainly see some higher totals in some pockets that do get that heavy rainfall. So we'll be keeping an eye out for any flash flooding potential, especially first thing in the morning on a Friday as we get the last of that rain. Fortunately, we're not in an increased risk for this due to the past couple of days being on the dry side for most of the week, really, with plenty of sunshine. But it's still something we do want to keep a close eye on, as we could get some places trying to push as much as 5 inches on a few model estimates. Now, with that low pressure moving to our south, that would normally be the best chance we have at seeing snow this time of year, but it is a little too close this time around. It's going to stay a little too warm for that, even for most of the state. It also does move on rather quickly as it moves further off to the north and east, so we are likely to see that clear up by late Friday to Saturday. You'll have some sun back in the mix, and temperatures will probably drop again. Likely to see at least a couple more mornings here down close to at least the freezing range or a light freeze overnight, with some potential to get some warmer temperatures by the time we're out the door late Sunday into Monday morning. That's it for your forecast. Let's head back over to John.
Traumatic events happen on a regular basis to first responders here in the Lake area. In this week's Hometown Heroes, I'll show you a group focusing on the mental health of police, EMTs, and firefighters.
We see things that the average citizen doesn't. We experience hundreds of critical incidents in our career, and we have to learn to process it, but we also have to have a safe space to process it, and that's what we want to provide.
Life as a first responder can be exciting, but the toll it takes on some can be difficult. It's physically demanding, but it can also take a toll on mental health.
Yes, we are some of the most hard-headed individuals. We know things affect us, but we will push it off. We will compartmentalize it. We will literally go to the next call knowing that what we just experienced is life-changing, but it's my responsibility to make sure that nothing else happens to the next person.
A nonprofit group called With You provides counseling, stress management, and peer support groups to our police, firefighters, and EMTs.
The ability to have to go home after a day of seeing the things that you see as a first responder, the stresses of the job, you've got a target on your back, but yet you've got to act like everything. You've got to be a brother, a wife, a sister, a husband. That stresses me out for them. And then they don't get to pick good weather to do it. They've got to do it in the cold weather, the hot weather.
It's okay for first responders to ask for help.
We encourage people to take time off. We encourage to have the rough conversations and not leave the how are you doing answer as a passing question in the hallway. We want to dig a little bit deeper, and we encourage those conversations.
A pickleball fundraiser is being held March 22nd to help raise money and awareness for the With You program. And if you'd like to find out more about that Rally for Resilience pickleball tournament to help out first responders, you can go to kplctv.com and look for this story.